Uh,
You know how long I've been waiting for this? Woo, I'm about to make a name for myself here.
I don't think you guys walk away from this.
You just make sure people know what happened here today. And when you get out of here, you have...
Hello, everybody. The good cinema. I'm still almost lost my voice from this darn Heroes Con, but it was a fun time. And we got our guests. I got my co-hosts. We got Kevin here, Random Breed, Little Dogs 18, Will. We got one collection down, Fable,
Stacy,
and we got Madam Stephanie here.
Hey.
How's everybody's morning? Are you guys all right? I had to drink an extra large cup of coffee this morning.
Still waking up.
Yeah.
I already had a therapy session this morning, so I've already like cried about my life, and like gone through like all those emotions and then pulled it all together for the show.
I'm glad to see him not long.
Yeah, well, you know how what they say. He's like, put on a brave face, right? I guess
The show must go on, right?
All right. Well, today we're talking about, in case you couldn't tell by the thumbnail, Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark, starring Harrison Ford. We got another guest coming in now too.
Fable.
Aaron's here. We got Psychotronic Squirt Gun.
What up? Oh my God! This is a huge panel now.
What is going on?
Well, this just shows you how much people love this movie, right?
No kidding.
People actually love this movie. And then we're going to watch the trailer for Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yay!
I forget
This movie does rule. This movie is awesome.
This is good cinema. It's the definition of good cinema.
Yeah.
Great cinema.
And Kevin's back's up against the wall right now.
Yeah.
He's in a dark alley. Who knows what's gonna happen?
I love this movie.
I forgot John Williams' score. We're probably going to get screwed for this one.
Yeah.
Dr. Jones, you're a man of many talents.
Nice.
I would lower the Kevin, I would lower the music.
Huh?
I said
We
I
can
would
just
lower
talk.
the
Like,
music.
what a great trailer this is.
But men was
Yeah.
nothing to disturb. An army which carries the ark before
Yeah,
it.
it's pretty cool.
I love the
just
way
all-
they
It all came together.
It makes
Why
me
are
want to
we
watch the movie
pausing it?
again, doesn't it? I mean, I already watched it, but it makes me want to watch it again.
Yeah.
that right.
He's invincible.
Indiana
Jones! Let her go. Snakes. Why did it have to be?
Why did it have to be Snake?
Why are we pausing it? Is what I-
So we don't get cut off.
Yeah, so we get cut off. I love that
Some of
movie,
the
man.
scenes I picked out were in the trailer.
I'm going after that truck.
Oh, and 4K.
This is my favorite.
Yeah, I go right through. I love it.
I'm making this up as I go.
It's determination. He goes. They didn't really
Dude
change
just ain't
anything.
having it. He goes after them all. Dude just isn't having it, He goes
He's
after
making
him.
it
He
up
gets
every
that
day.
arc back,
Trust me.
Nice.
You know what's a
Yeah, Alfred
really
Molina,
good
in one of his
thing?
first roles, tries to take him out, right? George,
know
if
what's
you want
a
to come
really
on,
good
let me
show?
know.
You know what's really good is it's not part of the movie, but it's kind of like it is. They just released a show. I don't remember what. It's Natalie Portman and John Krasinski, brother and sister duo, looking for the Fountain of Youth.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
That was
Looks
good.
amazing. And I thought of Aaron.
There's-
I'm like,
You
this.
thought of me?
Yeah,
Well,
because this is going to
this
be
movie-
amazing.
This movie,
Huh?
Raiders of the Lost Ark, has often been imitated, but never successfully overthrown. I mean, you remember King Solomon's Mines in the 80s, the Canon pictures? Did, and it was kind of lousy. And even The Mummy was kind of had that vibe to it. And The Mummy was great, but it's not like Raiders of the Lost Ark. Like just that first time you see this movie.
Did
Great
you
way to
guys
put it,
ever
Matt.
see the movie The Man Who Would Be King? That's a phenomenal movie. It
The
kind of gives
man
me
who
the
would be
image.
king.
It's
Yeah, I know. We're Michael Caine.
It's Michael Caine and a young Sean Connery, and they're two British soldiers in like
Well, I'm gonna show some
Africa.
still shots from this movie.
Oh, oh yeah.
Everybody remembers this iconic scene where he's trying to put the bag of sand in place of the idol. Why did it have to be snakes? I heard that they got that scene, you know, where he falls down and the king cobra brings his hood up right in his face.
Mhm.
Did they have like a piece of like an aquarium or something, and they made the snake get mad, so it looked like it was between him. There wasn't, you couldn't see the glass between him and the snake.
Yeah.
And of course, here's the famous scene where he shoots the guy with the sword. And as a kid, this scared the hell out of me. By the way,
This
guys,
was great.
when they open the ark and it melts their faces, it was so cool though.
Yeah.
They showed on ILM how they did that. It was pretty cool.
Oh, they did, huh?
Yeah, if you want, there's a show called Lights and Magic. It's about ILM. It's on the Disney Plus channel if you have it, or app. There's the ark. That's kind of what the ark looked like if you read the description of the ark in the Bible,
Yeah.
right? It does look like it. So they try to make it. That is, I mean, most of the other stuff is probably not accurate, but I mean they did try to make it like what the ark was described to look like in the Bible. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Here's some behind the scenes stuff.
I'm trying to think where it's located today, the Ark.
They haven't found it, Will.
A lot of people are wanting to know. There's
Obsessed with
another.
that and the Holy Grail.
Oh, it's in Ethiopia, supposedly.
Okay, cool. Let's
Right.
Now this is a still shot of the cast outside of the premiere.
I don't think there's any grown-ups here, Phil.
No.
And look at this one right here. I like this. Look, Spielberg looks like a little kid. Don't he? Look at him laying on that table, on that model table.
Playing with his army man.
Yeah, he's playing with his toys, man. That's what it looks like to me. And of course, I love the romantic lead in the movie, or I mean the heroine. You know,
Right.
she was in Animal House too. I remember. Hey,
I think
Phil.
she was also in Scrooge.
Yeah,
And
Scrooge.
Speaking of Scrooge, can I mention
wait.
something?
Hey, and Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures. She was in that too, I think.
Yeah, what, Kevin?
You know, in the there's a lot of people that relate how DuckTales has scenes that are reminiscent of Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah.
Well, you know the boulder scene at the very opening of the movie. Everybody remembers the boulder chasing him.
Yeah.
It is oh gosh, lost my page.
My eyes are killing me. I got this cold or something.
Karl Barks
you're
in
just
the 1940s had an Uncle Scrooge story. And Steven Spielberg was influenced by that story in creating Raiders of the Lost Ark. Specifically, the boulder scene at the beginning of Raiders
Nice.
is based on this scene from Karl Barks's comic book, The Seven Cities of Cibola. And boom, there you go. And it actually has a boulder chasing them the same way that it did Harrison Ford in the movie Raiders of the Lost Ark.
That's cool.
And so it's not just speculation, but yes, he actually was influenced not only by the serials, the adventure serials of the 30s and 40s that Lucas and Spielberg grew up on, but the Karl Barks Uncle Scrooge comics.
Right on, Kev.
That's cool. You found that info.
I'm going to read the little info from Wikipedia about it.
Well, Kev loves.
I'm going to read the Wikipedia about it here, guys. So, yeah, Kevin, no.
Yeah, George Lucas was a fan of Karl Barks.
When it comes to DuckTales, so. All right, this movie was filmed in 1981. Yeah, he was a fan of comic books. Period. I mean, he's the one that wanted to do Howard the Duck, even if it wasn't a success. But one American adventure film. It was directed by Steven Spielberg, written by Lawrence Kasdan, based on a story idea by George Lucas and Phil Kaufman. It's set in 1936. The film stars Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones, a globetrotting archaeologist, vying with Nazi German forces to recover the long lost Ark of the Covenant, which is said to make any army invincible.
Just
Yeah,
cool
it's such a
premise.
cool premise for a story too.
Yeah.
And you know what else was influenced by this? This movie was influenced by. You remember the old 1930s and 40s serials? They used to have before there was TV. They would have like all these stuff played before the movie, like cartoons, like they would show Looney Tunes or maybe a Disney short cartoon. Maybe be a couple of ads in there. Then they'd have like a serial like Flash Gordon. And it would be like 20 minutes, 15-minute episode, right? And then it would say, come back to your theater next week to see the conclusion of Flash Gordon versus Ming the Merciless or something. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Yeah, I remember that. No, I mean, I remember seeing that. You know?
Well, I
And
remember
the Treasure of the Sierra Madre was
Yeah.
a big influence.
Well, yeah. A cheap comic collector used to show serials like that. Remember the Captain
Yeah,
America?
I remember Rob doing that. Yeah.
So yeah, and also here it's also it does say Lucas conceived of Raiders of the Lost Ark in the early 70s, seeking to modernize the serial films of the early 20th century. He developed the idea further with Kaufman, who suggested the Ark as the film's goal. Lucas eventually focused on developing his 1977 film Star Wars. Development on Raiders of the Lost Ark resumed that year when he shared the idea with Spielberg, who joined the project several months later. While the pair had ideas for set pieces and stunts for the film, they hired Caston to fill in the narrative gaps between them. And the principal photography began June 1980. It had a $20 million budget and concluded in September of 1980. Filming took place on the sets of Elstree Studios in England and on location mainly in Le Rochelle, France, Tunisia, and Hawaii.
There you go.
Pre-release polling showed little audience interest in the film leading up to its original release date of June 12, 1981, especially compared to Superman 2. However, Raiders of the Lost Ark became the highest-grossing film of the year, earning $354 million worldwide.
Yep.
And you got to think about what that would mean in this time period, what $354 million would be.
Yeah, exactly.
It played in some theaters for over a year. It was also a critical success, receiving praise for its set pieces, humor, action sequences. The film was nominated for several awards and won 5 Academy Awards, 7 Saturn Awards, and 1 BAFTA, among other accolades. And it says that Raiders of the Lost Ark is considered by critics to be one of the greatest films ever made and has had a lasting influence on popular culture, spawning a host of imitators across several media and inspiring other filmmakers. The United States Library of Congress selected it for preservation in the National Film Registry in 1999. Raiders of the Lost Ark is the first entry in what became the Indiana Jones franchise, which includes 4 films: Temple of the Doom, The Last Crusade, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, Dial of Destiny, and countless television series, video games, comic books, novels, lunchboxes, action figures, outhouses, doghouses. We already know the plot. No need to do that. But the cast is Harrison Ford plays Indiana Jones. Karen Allen is Marion Ravenwood. Paul Freeman as Renee Bullock. He's, of course, also he was in, wasn't he in Close Encounters of the Third Kind as well? Wasn't he like the French, like ufologist or whatever? I think he was in that.
No, but this lady, I was wrong about Bill and Ted. She was in Animal House. That's what she was in.
Yeah. Animal. And of course, who I love, John Rice Davies as Salah, an Egyptian excavator. And then Denham Elliott, who plays Marcus Brody, who is the museum curator where at the university where Dr. Jones works. Wolf Koffer is that creepy Nazi officer for the Gestapo, Colonel Dietrich. And Colonel Gobler, is that his name? Dietrich's right-hand man. I'm probably saying it wrong. Let's see if I can find anything else interesting about this movie. I mean, there's a lot, but like I wish I could find some trivia or something, you know. Oh, here you go. Lucas wanted a relatively unknown actor willing to commit to the trilogy of films to play Indiana Jones. 3 those considered for the role were Bill Murray, Nick Nolte, Steve Martin, Chevy Chase, Tim Matheson, Nick Mancuso, Peter Coyote, Jack Nicholson, Jeff Bridges, John Shea, Sam Elliott, Harry Hamlin, and David Hasselhoff.
Holy
It's
moly! If it
the
if
cast,
it
yeah, go ahead.
if it was Jack Nicholson or Chevy Chase, I think either of those
Could
two,
you
that would be
imagine?
amazing. I'd love to
I
see
I
It would
like
be a
when
totally different movie.
I
that.
like when they use unknown names in an
Yeah,
action film. That like they should have done that with Fantastic Four with
yeah.
Mr.
And
Fantastic.
here's what's interesting though. Here's what it says here: that casting director Mike Fenton favored Bridges, but Lucas's wife, who was a frequent collaborator, Marcia Lucas, preferred Tom Selleck. Selleck, however, was contractually obligated to filming the TV series Magnum PI if it were to be made into a full series. Lucas and Spielberg asked the show's network, CBS, to release him for 10 days early from his contract. Realizing Selleck was in demand, CBS greenlit Magnum PI, forcing him to drop out and leaving the production with no lead actor only weeks
Good.
before filming. The 1980s actor strike later put the show on hiatus for 3 months, which would have allowed Selleck to star as Jones. Spielberg said Ford was perfect for the role after seeing him in The Empire Strikes Back. And it says, Kazanjian, I can't say that name, said Ford had always been considered but not cast because he was an already well-known actor. Lucas was concerned about seeming reliant on Ford by casting him in yet another film after Star Wars. And he also did not think he would commit to 3 films. However, Ford thought it would be a fun project and agreed to the deal. He negotiated a 7-figure salary and a percentage of the gross profits and the option to rewrite his dialogue. Ford undertook extensive exercise to enhance his physique and trained for several weeks under stunt coordinator Glenn Randall to use a bullwhip, becoming proficient enough to disarm the Monkey Man, played by Vic Tablin. His wrist had to be rehabilitated to compensate for an old injury. Ford's interpretation of the character was as an academic first and adventurer second. And who else did let's see who else they thought to cast as a love interest. Spielberg wanted someone akin to an early 20th century leading female icon like Irene Dunn or Barbara Stanwyck or Ann Sheridan, who equaled their male counterparts. Lucas wanted Deborah Winger, but she was not interested in the film, and Spielberg wanted his girlfriend, Amy Irving, but she was unavailable at the time. They also considered Stephanie Zimbalist, Barbara Hershey, Sean Young, and Wendy Malick. Spielberg was aware of Karen Allen for her performance in Animal House in 1978, portraying an independent female character, and she impressed him with her professionalism during the auditions for Raiders. One of the first things Spielberg asked Allen was, "How well do you spit?" Allen developed a backstory for Marion that included her mother's death and her relationship with Jones when she was 15 or 16. But Spielberg said it belonged in a different movie. Cast the name Marion after his grandmother-in-law and took Ravenwood from a Los Angeles street. All right, I read enough. I'm about out of voice now.
I got some interesting information. Raiders of the Lost Ark was released on June 12th, 1981 in 1,078 theaters. It earned $8.3 million. Finished as the #1 film of the weekend, ahead of the debuts of Clash of the Titans at $6.6 million and History of the World Part 1 at $4.9 million. It fell to #3 in its second weekend with an additional gross of $8 million, behind the debut of The Cannonball Run at $11.8 million and Superman 2 at $14.1 million. By its 4th week, Raiders began climbing back up the box office charts, reaching the #2 position with a gross of $7.3 million behind Superman 2's $10.9 million. And in its 6th week, it regained the #1 position with $6.4 million. It spent the following 9 weeks as the #1 film and 40 weeks straight as one of the top 10 highest grossing films. It was declared the top box office film of the summer by September with a total gross of $125 million.
That's pretty good for back then, too, especially.
Yeah.
For a new idea, too,
And how about those movies it was up against?
Clash of the Titans.
History of the World Part 1. Wow. Yeah, Clash of the Titans.
Yeah. That was big.
Taylor makes a good point, and I remember Amy on Big Bang Theory said this to Sheldon once. Actually,
yeah,
Indiana Jones never affects the actual plot of this movie. They
Right.
still get the Ark and they still open it, but I mean, and then they take it from him. He doesn't get it put in the museum. So
Nothing he does has any relevance, but
it's still awesome,
it's
though.
an
Who
adventure.
cares? He's like,
Well,
Harrison
I don't
Ford
know.
was-
I don't know about that because when he goes after when they steal the Ark from him and he single-handedly gets it back, that's a pretty big plot point.
It is.
But in
Yeah.
the end, they get it back. So
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
but the fact that he single-handedly went after them all and got it back, that's
delays their opening of it.
yeah,
Yeah.
that
He was the
pretty-
one that
that
found
was
it too.
BA. Yeah.
With
And yeah, he's
little
the one that
crystal
found it.
thing.
Could they have
That's true.
found it without him?
He didn't-
So he's not he's
found it,
relevant to
so.
the plot, you know.
Yeah, I don't think they would have found it if it weren't for him.
No, people have been
But-
looking for it for like hundreds of years. He did it
He
in like
found it.
10
He
minutes.
did find it.
Yeah, that was
He's like,
great.
hey, bro, you looking for this?
Christina.
Wait, what? They're like, wait, what? We've been looking for this for hundreds of years.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's still an
Yeah, it's
awesome
right
movie.
next
It's
to me.
the
guys.
best. It's
Look.
one of the best movies ever, actually. Like as far as
Oh,
like, its
I
time,
just looked
its
at
time
the,
period.
Yeah.
I looked at the film registry, like the ones that they put in the list. Oh my god, like there are amazing ones in there. I think there's some that I may have not seen on there. I need to reread it. I didn't see The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. I'm a little
One of
disappointed.
the best scenes was just the ad lib, because that guy that just did the sword, Harrison Ford, they said he was like practicing and rehearsing this routine.
yeah,
He was doing all these
twirling it.
spins and stuff, and he goes, "You know what? I think it'd be better if my character just shot him." And
Here
I'm like,
you go.
okay, that sounds great.
This clip.
Oh yeah, this is great.
Oh, you're so cool, buddy. He's like, really, dude? Really? Yeah, he's like, dude, come on.
I guess he had to go to the bathroom or something in real life. I mean, he just had to, you know.
No, he's
had to
just
go.
I'm
like,
too tired for this crap.
he's just like, he's like, dude, this isn't America's Got Talent. Bang.
The
That, I mean,
soundtrack
that was
is
amazing. You
absolutely huge.
don't bring a sword to a gunfight. You know.
Yes, you do. I do.
Of course, John Williams
Good
soundtracks
question.
are always huge, but yeah,
I like
Okay,
how
I
they
got a
all
trivia
movie.
question.
this
I
time
like how the
Does
crowd
first one
all
take
scrambled
place-
for a
I got a
sword.
Nerdy Geek brings up a good question though. Did the first one happen after the second one though? In
Yes.
continuity,
I believe so.
so it's like a
I
prequel.
don't know.
It's like Star
one of the first
Wars.
prequels.
It's like Star Wars, dude. It's kind of weird.
I don't
It's
know.
like
if
that
that's
Star
true.
Wars thing.
That's funny
Um,
about Harrison Ford deciding to ad lib something, because I remember in behind the scenes something for Star Wars when he was about to go down and get carbonated or whatever,
He's
like
like, I know.
yeah, and yeah, exactly
Yeah, I
what
know
I was talking
scene.
about. He
Yeah,
Where he
'cause he was
says,
like-
I
turns
love
to,
you.
to Leia, and
Yeah.
she's like, "I love you" or something.
That was-
and
He's
that was
not
ep-
supposed
that was
to.
him.
Yeah.
back.
That
He
was
does,
epic.
and he
Because
just
he
ad
knew the
libs like,
character better than anybody.
So,
Every time he played a role, he knew the character. From the time
So-
of American Graffiti, Lucas let him ad lib because he was
He
so
was
good.
already a veteran actor at that point. He knew what he was
So-
doing. So,
So
he
fun
didn't have as much coaching as like maybe a younger actor might have had to have. He was already about 30 at this time, I think. He's in his 80s right now. So I think he's about 82 years
Yeah.
old.
82.
And that's another thing, though. It just shows you somebody that persevered like he did, because he was like a carpenter on sets. He
You
couldn't
know
even
who
get
else?
past,
Yeah.
you know?
You know who else is up there? I love Harrison Ford, but up there with him is Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, Clint
I mean,
Eastwood
you're
and
talking about, like,
Unforgiven was
Clint
awesome.
Eastwood should be on the Mount Everest, or, I mean the Mount Rushmore, basically. That man's a
Of
legend.
actors.
He's
The
been-
greatest, dude. The Good, the
Yeah.
Bad, and the Ugly. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly is my favorite movie of all time.
That is a
along with
great
Ben.
movie.
We're
Along with
talking about Indiana Jones and Raiders of the Lost Ark
along
today.
with Ben Hur. But
Matt?
go ahead.
Matt, can I just say something real quick? Matt just came up with a really great idea. If there was indeed a Hollywood version of Mount Rushmore,
Denzel's up
whose four faces would be on there?
there. That's
I'd have
tough
to
because I
contemplate
think
that.
Let's go around the horn. I want to hear.
it's too
You have
hard.
to
But
do it by era, really.
yes, because I think Denzel's up there too. Washington.
Well, you got to put Paul Newman on there.
You got,
There's
you
so
got
many.
Daniel J up there, right?
There's so many.
Man,
It's
I don't
hard
like
to
John
do.
Wayne.
Yeah, you
But I
got
wanted to say,
Charlton Heston, Jimmy
Yeah,
Stewart.
Jimmy
Yeah, a
Stewart.
bunch of guys you got to put up there.
So
before
I
one
want
of
to
the
say
Henry
guys-
something
Fonda?
real quick.
Henry Fonda.
Yes,
I think
absolutely.
Jack Nicholson belongs up there.
You might
Yeah.
even have to put Samuel L. Jackson. He's the highest grossing movie star of all time.
He is.
Yeah.
Is he?
So I want to say
Yeah.
something real quick before we continue. Did you know that John Williams' son is the lead singer of the band Toto?
I don't know any of those people or that band.
Toto, the one who sings Africa, Rosanna.
The rain's down in Africa.
You know
Yeah, that's
that
John
one.
Williams' son.
That's John Williams' son.
Carrot Top, right on.
Carrot Top.
Oh God!
I like how you include Carrot Top in this group of like prestigious actors. It's like,
Brando, I forgot about Brando. He brought
Marlon
Brando.
Pretty
Yeah.
That's why you have to
they
do
only
it
had
like
4 films, but James Dean's impact was very much felt.
Okay, I
For a
think we
long
can
time.
continue on the movie, Matt.
All right,
Continue.
now let's that's about old Hollywood. I got a couple clips I got here, and I think Kevin may be able to find some more.
Stop playing, stop playing.
Stop. Stay out of the light.
You have 5.
Stay out of the light.
Did it play?
Stay here.
If you insist, senor. I will see how many.
This is what's kind of cool about the first of this movie. Like, he's fighting this like cave or whatever for this temple, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he keeps going through these different booby traps. Like, remember, he says, "This is where such and such bought it," where the spikes come out. Like, so he's like been on the trail of this thing for a while. And I like how it shows you all the booby traps, and you realize it's pretty perilous until he creeps up there to the where the crypt or whatever is at with the idol. And I've always wanted like a copy of that to put on my shelf, like the golden idol.
That'd
Yeah.
be pretty cool.
And
Yeah.
Luke just said that those
I'm sure I can
that-
make one.
opening scene was directly. He did acknowledge Carl Barks and Uncle Scrooge as being a big influence on that opening scene.
Shout out to Crazy Hungarian, man. This is his movie right here, dude. He has like all
Yeah,
the,
I think he
all
might have
the-
had to work today, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's working.
his favorite movie.
And like the set design, though, I mean, that's a pretty accurate arc from what.
Yeah,
it's
you're right.
describing.
Matt, you're right. I've read that part of the Bible where it describes the ark specifically, and it does have the angels, their
With their
wings,
wings
over
facing
us.
each other
Yeah,
like that. Yeah,
facing each other over the ark. So that's cool.
I don't know if it looked exactly like that, but
They did pretty good for what it says.
and this is one of those movies like Jaws that I hope is never ever remade. And I think if anybody thinks about remaking it, they should be thrown in jail. Like, I'm not talking about the
Yeah, it doesn't need to be remade. It's more like a 007 franchise where I always believe that even you could have had a different actor, for Indiana Jones. As
He's an
outrageous
American
as-
James
Shia
Bond.
LaBeouf.
Aaron, he's an American James Bond.
Yeah, it should have kept going with different actors and different types of archaeological finds and all this stuff, but they didn't do
And I
that.
think that him and Karen Allen had pretty good chemistry in the movie.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I just thought they were great together. I mean, I thought she was a cutie pie, and she's like that kind of companion. She's not like, "Oh, Indy, help me! Oh my!" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's over slugging Nazis and pulling knives on them and all kinds of
Spielberg
stuff.
doesn't even touch his own movies. He won't let
Yeah.
anybody else touch them.
I
That's
hope his
great.
kids don't do it too, though. You know what I mean? That sometimes when these creators die,
Yeah.
the family cashes in. So I hope that doesn't happen.
Forget the remakes. Why don't we just have original ideas? Let's do it.
Exactly.
Everybody loves this scene
I know
here.
everyone loves to remake everything. But Georgie has a good point. A bunch of Star Wars Easter eggs and Raiders. I wonder what they are, though, Georgie.
There's a lot.
I love this scene.
I love that part.
You're right. The music. Whoever said the music's awesome.
John Williams.
Yeah, I better stop it.
Yeah, we better stop it.
Was that a bunch of?
Have you guys seen the Family Guy parody of that where they're all running? I don't remember
Yeah.
what they did, and they're all
That
running,
was me.
and
Running,
they all
that
get
was
in
me
the
running
plane.
from Heroes Con. After I pissed all the nerds in the hotel off, I'm like, ah.
Have you
Nice.
guys seen the Family Guy parody where they're all running towards the plane? They all jump in. You just see Meg and like an arrow is thrown in the back, and she just goes.
Yeah, people throwing like X Force Ones at me. Or yeah, Galacon. He's pissed everybody off.
I wonder if we
Wait,
could
it
play.
ripped off DuckTales. It ripped off Uncle Scrooge, and then DuckTales
Yeah.
ripped off.
It's okay to write similar themes and stuff, but just blatant out and out, just remakes. I think people are getting.
And here's
tired.
the part I like where he gets in the plane. I got this part.
Big snake in the plane, Jock! Oh, that's just my pet snake, Reggie! I hate snakes, Jock! I hate them! Come on, show a little backbone, will ya?
Telling Indy.
And, like,
I used to have a pet snake. I used to have a pet snake in college for like 3 or 4 years named
Whoa.
Virgil. It was
really?
a corn snake. So I would like, it was a big deal. Like I'd get the snake out, with your friends, and then you'd feed him live mice, because he's hungry, and that would be entertaining too. Mm-hmm.
And,
So not
we're all just
okay.
sorry, not scared of snakes. And I have a lot of rattlesnake stories from being here in Arizona. I had a little baby rattlesnake swimming in my pool with me at one point, and I had to dash out before it could come bite me and kill me probably.
Oh God!
I almost stepped on a rattlesnake hiking. Yeah,
we got a few rattlesnakes here, but the ones you got to watch out for in Kentucky are copperheads. Those sons of guns are everywhere.
We got them all in Georgia, but water moccasins are probably the worst around here.
Yeah.
Matt, you need to watch the Family Guy parodies of Indiana Jones. They're so funny where they do like.
We'll watch. We can't do it right now, but yeah, I've seen some of the parodies. I mean, I don't watch as much now, but I used to watch Family Guy religiously.
No, I meant the old Family Guy where they're running.
Yeah, I've watched it. The old Family Guy, I've watched religiously. So.
Oh yeah,
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So stupid.
Well, also he's kind of a ladies' man in this movie, right? You see when he's like teaching the girls in his class, and he's teaching the class, and that girl's got "I love you" on her eyelashes. He's like,
I remember not on her eyelids, yeah, written on in pen. And I just kept like, wow.
But you can tell like that that teaching's not his favorite thing, though. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
He's not the best at it. He's best at finding these old antiquities.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's a story with a lot of teachers. Is it?
Apparently, George does not like this movie. All right. It's okay, though. And we'll play, this is where the government men, they kind of show up. And they're like, I like how Spielberg sets the story. Like, these guys come in, and the way Harrison Ford tells them the story of the Ark of the Covenant being used as a weapon in the Bible,
Yeah.
And it's got like that ominous music by John Williams playing in the background. It kind of builds up the like mystery and the suspense of like, oh man, you think the Nazis are trying to take over the world with this or something?
The music is.
Yeah, the Ark of the Covenant, the chest the Hebrews used to carry around the Ten Commandments.
What do you mean, Commandments? You're talking about the 10 Commandments?
Yes, the actual 10 Commandments, the original stone tablets that Moses brought down out of Mount Horeb and smashed, if you believe in that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And you're like, holy shit. So if you didn't know what the Ark is, now you know what it is. You're like, uh-oh. So they might have some kind of, but they kind of keep that supernatural vibe kind of going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you know in the Bible what the Ark of the Covenant does though? I believe one time they marched the Ark of the Covenant around a town, Jericho, I want to say, and they marched the Ark of the Covenant around it in a circle. And after so many times, the city crumbled. I believe that's in the Bible. Someone please tell me I'm wrong.
What we got here, it says, I like to think that Constantine as a sequel since it has the Spear of Destiny in it. Oh, well, I guess in a way, it could be. You had the Grail in the third movie, right? And the Temple of Doom was just those stones from India. And they got kind of crazier, though, didn't they, Aaron? They got like, what do you think, madam? Like the crystal skulls and all these alien things. And then the next one was the Dial of Destiny. What was that about?
I don't know about the Dial of Destiny. I didn't think I watched that one.
Yeah.
I do like Shia LaBeouf, though. And
I like the Crystal Skull. I thought that was good.
and the Crystal Skull too with Sean Connery was a decent, a really great one.
Yeah, the
But
Mayan.
Shia, I think, can carry a movie, and I think he could have taken over the franchise.
He hadn't gotten all that trouble. Yeah. He's trying to bring himself back, but some people don't want to work with him.
Well, look at what everyone should give him a second chance, because look what happened with Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
Everyone gave him a second chance.
John Travolta, right? John Travolta, right?
Yeah. So they were looking for this guy named Ravenwood, right? So like he's like, well, he don't know he's dead, but he actually, it's kind of scandalous. So Indy was like apparently had a thing for a teenage girl when he was younger. So, but they meet.
I only say I'm sorry so many times.
Well, say it again anyway.
Sorry.
Sorry.
See, I like the way she's like, she doesn't take any shit off of him, right?
Well, that
Karen Allen, like she can take as much she can give as good as she takes,
Yeah, her backstory though is she was a little young when he.
I know, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, that was kind of little. That was.
How young was she?
16.
Yeah.
Not there. And so they had a previous relationship when she was 16 years old. In the backstory.
That's the backstory. So that's why she's so angry with him.
Oh, okay.
Because she was young.
Okay.
And she really fell in love. You know what I mean?
And here, I think is would you guys agree? This is probably one of the creepiest characters in the movie. The guy that's the head of the Gestapo.
Good evening, Fräulein.
The bar is closed.
We are not thirsty.
Yeah, that dude is totally creepy.
And like the scene, remember the scene where she's in the tent with Renee, the archaeologist, the French archaeologist, and he comes in and his assistant takes out this looks like a nightstick thing, and they're like, "Oh my God, what's he going to do?" And they fold it together. It's a coat hanger. They put it on. They hangs it up.
Yeah.
Well, no, man. Does anybody have memories? Fable, do you have any memories of watching this movie as a kid, like I do?
Oh yeah, man. This was like a mainstay on syndication. They used to give this thing all the time. And of course my favorite scene is that knife guy, the sword guy. And he take out the gun and shoot him. I was just used to crack me up every time. That whole chase sequence through that town was amazing.
Yeah.
And the choreographed fight he has with the big overgrown Nazi on that plane.
Yeah.
And all that stuff starts happening, and it's got that scene where she's firing the machine gun at a tank or something, or
Spielberg. I think he's a kid at heart. I think he has a young, you know what I mean, like perspective. And I think that even though the rating system kind of pushed back on him, like they've created a new rating just for Temple of Doom. Like PG-13 came out because of Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, it was PG-13 the movie, wasn't it?
Temple of Doom was the first PG-13 movie, and it was because of Spielberg. But
really, I didn't know
Temple of Doom rivals Raiders, in my opinion. Raiders beats it just a little bit, but Temple of Doom is
what was Raiders rated?
Raiders probably, I don't know. PG probably, yeah. But he was always pushing that line. And what's cool about him is that it's not gratuitous. It's just really cool. Right?
Yeah.
It's like you see a guy's face melt. Of course, adults will probably have a problem with that, but little kids are going to be like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Little kids were like, I'm going to be in therapy for life.
Remember like the clown in Poltergeist, or the TV in Poltergeist? It's like that. They always have this good imagery. Like as a kid, you'll never forget watching those dudes' faces melt when they open up the Ark.
Yeah.
It's just
Doesn't I think the most disturbing part was when he picks up that coin. Isn't it when he picks up the coin and sears
he picks up the medallion? Yeah.
Medallion, yes.
And it burns his hand.
For some reason, that disturbed me more than the face melting off.
That was cool, too. They even show it. Like, whoa, they showed it.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking when I was a kid. Oh, my God, look, they're showing it.
Hello.
They got like the burn on there. Yeah, and they did a good makeup job, I thought. I mean,
yeah, the special effects team, whatever they were doing it for their time, they did a fantastic job. Because
Yeah,
the movie's still good. It still holds up to today. You know what I mean?
yeah, man. I just watched it like a month ago, and I was really impressed with it. You know, I know someone expressed that that's an okay movie, but I don't think so. There's something really like our friend here said. It's not gratuitous. It's got a perfect balance of
Yeah,
humor
there's
and
a
action.
reason it's one of
Yes.
those movies in the film registry where it's in the arc. Isn't it called the Film Registry Archives or something?
I
I
like
don't
how
know.
George says how she's drinking out and drinking the dudes when she's in the
Yeah.
bar. That's hilarious when
Yeah,
because she's so little and petite, you know, and everyone thinks like, and you know, she's just doing shots of water.
There's this big old like monster dude right there. I like where he's like, he starts teetering. He's like this big grin, and
Yeah.
then he just blacks out.
yeah. You can drink that fire water when you have all that anger in you. You know.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love
she was great
I
in
love
that.
scene.
Let's play another clip, guys.
Do you have one of them
I should,
hanging from something and like a bunch of snakes at the bottom?
yeah, somewhere. I think it might be this one.
Take this. Wave it at anything that slithers.
Oh my God, it's so blazes slithering.
Yeah. See, that was perfect setup, you know? Like, you know, right from the beginning, he hates snakes, and then you
I
get
wonder how many snakes they used.
Yeah.
yeah, no kidding.
I wonder how many snakes were harmed in the filming of this.
So, well, I mean, I'm sure some of them were fake, but they had to have some real snakes so they would move around. I'm sure they had fake ones laying around too.
No, I bet somewhere, and most of them I would guess are animatronic.
No, I bet you they were real. Lots of real snakes. They're just
Yeah,
not venomous.
it's an old movie for that, you know. And
Yeah.
what was the how many was it 20 million to make? I forgot. You guys remember?
Yeah,
The budget, yeah, probably
18
getting
million.
that much.
I think it was 18 million.
18 million, yeah.
How much did it make? I forget.
But it sounds like Harrison Ford was smart enough to like get a percentage of the box office.
Dude, if you could just set snakes on fire, they'll burn to a crisp.
Awful. Oh, that's
what
awful.
do you mean? They were cobras. They're deadly. Would
I
you
know.
like get bitten and die or burn them? I'd rather burn.
Even with that baby rattlesnake, even when you chop its head off, you know, with the shovel, then what you have to do, you have to take it and like bury its head because it can still snap and throw venom on you. So you have to like bury its head.
Are there rattlesnakes near you?
Yeah.
Oh boy, I wouldn't want to run into those.
It was.
I think they're kind of fun. That's kind of fun.
I just kind of want to see the. I just want to see the. Like I've just.
I heard that as soon as I was about to step on a big one out because I really like going off trail hiking because that's where you see the rattlesnakes and stuff.
You're the
and then
snake.
I almost stepped on one and I heard. And I was like, oh no,
Madam, you need to be careful. I heard those things are vicious.
You're the snake lady, madam.
Copperhead, yeah, they're horrible.
Now I know you're the snake
I got
lady.
bit by one time when I was weeding.
It might be a spirit guide or something, you know.
I
you,
was
have
at work one day.
You didn't like the idea of snakes burning,
worst
and you
thing
owned a
that
snake.
One of the worst things was I parked at work and I didn't know next to me was a red anthill. Man, you could talk to Kevin and Matt. Man, I showed them my leg the day after. They tore up my leg.
We need to find a clip of the faces melting. I couldn't get one. So, but I got like this part.
Marion, don't look at it. Shut your eyes, Marion. Don't look at it no matter what happens.
So cool. How knowledgeable he is. You know, it's so awesome. You know, that's part of his shtick. You know, it's like he's got that light heart in some ways. You know,
I like how all this when they open it, and everything's like normal. First, you start seeing these spirits like fly around.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, they've effed around and they found out.
His lighthearted action is like, I don't know, it's like counter balanced by his knowledge, you know, what he knows and stuff. It's just so cool.
Well, Harrison Ford was always good at playing the lovable scoundrel, you know. So.
Yeah.
It's the same character as Han Solo, except this guy's in the 1930s.
I would love to see. Imagine if there was a crossover. That would have been fun.
Did anybody ever watch the series they had, the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles or something?
Yeah, I remember, but I don't know.
Oh,
what
yeah.
part.
I
didn't like it too much, so
Yeah,
it was
I
all
like
right.
it.
It had some good episodes. Here we go.
He was played by River Phoenix once, the Young Indiana Jones.
Here we go.
Yeah, poor River Phoenix.
Nice.
Look at that.
Whoa.
Oh, that's so wild.
Man, that is wild. That's like wax, right? That dude exploded.
Yeah.
Dude exploded.
That's actually a meme to this day. It's used as a meme.
Yeah, I could use that when I stepped outside your state. It was 104 degrees. They got a heat advisory in effect, man. I'm staying in. I'm keeping my sunglasses on, and I am staying indoors.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm doing is getting gas, and it's only a mile up the road.
Well, Pacific Northwest, we're
God
doing all
bless
right.
you. I'm sure it's not there. I'm not sure. It's probably nicer there than it is here.
I don't know. Yesterday was 100. Let's see what today is.
I'm talking about like Aaron, where Aaron lives in the.
Oh yeah, it's nice. It's nice here.
It's 94 right now.
I think I'm about to move to the state of Washington. Sounds like.
Yeah, dude. Go right ahead.
They get that coastal breeze. Oof.
Oh yeah, we get all 4 seasons. Right now, it's like the nice 70s and stuff. Sometimes it gets hot, and sometimes it rains a lot. The rain keeps people away. They don't want.
Hey Aaron, if you could stay on after the stream, I have a question for you. Aaron, if you could stay on after the stream, I have a question for you.
No, I have a question for Kevin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I need
Here's 102 here today, which is beautiful.
Here's the last clip. This is where they like.
Okay.
They go and he tells them, he says, "Where do you put it?" He says, "We have top men looking at it." What do you mean, top men?
Oh yeah, that part.
And he's like, and they kind of do that in Family Guy too when they lock James Woods up in that crate and the guys put him in the.
Was that Indiana?
Hey, what happened? You don't look very happy.
Fools. Bureaucratic
What'd they
fools.
say?
They don't know what they've got there.
Well, I know what I've got here. Come on. Buy a drink.
Isn't she great?
Wait.
Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah,
just think
Tom,
she's
man.
great.
They put it in the warehouse?
Yeah, that's like the X-Files took from that.
I saw.
Why would you put it in a warehouse?
Because of bureaucrats, stupid bureaucrats don't know what they have.
Yeah, they didn't know. They just didn't want to buy that. They just wanted to have it, kind of like why we went to the moon. Oh, we just didn't want the Soviets to get there first.
Didn't they go there in Crystal Skull?
Yeah. When he's having that fight in the warehouse with the other Soviets,
cameo.
They knock into a crate and you see the Ark in it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Right.
So that's the same warehouse. Yeah. So it's a kind of a cool homage to the or like a little nod to the old ones.
Makes me want to collect the comics, the further adventures of Indiana Jones.
Yeah, I have a few of them somewhere, like from the and I used to have Raiders 1, like the movie adaptation, but I sold it.
I have those.
But it's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah,
it's
man.
one of my favorite characters of all time.
Yeah.
Actually, for a short period when I was a kid, maybe want to be an archaeologist.
My brother also wanted to be an archaeologist. I think he was influenced as well by the movie series.
And you actually hear that from some people that are archaeologists, that they are influenced by this film.
Yeah, just learn about the myths of ancient cultures. It's awesome.
I would love to be one because I've traveled to Israel. I've traveled to a lot of different countries.
Cool.
Well, doesn't the Discovery Channel presenter Josh Gates, he kind of like models himself after Indiana Jones, don't he? A little bit. I don't know if anybody's ever watched Josh Gates.
I think Expedition Unknown or something. That guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that guy.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen that before. Yes, he does. He always kind of has a Indiana Jones-esque appearance.
Indiana Jones is now an archetype, like a deep.
Is this true, everybody? I don't know if that's true. The Captain America: First Avenger, Red Skull makes a Raiders reference.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome. I know Marvel Studios did little subtle hints,
Oh yeah, they did.
Like,
George said the
They
whip got
did.
him into S&M. So
Okay,
They
because
did.
at first, George, it looks like it says the whip got me into some snow, which I would take it in a different way. But now you say S&M, and now it's just so much better. Thank you.
They did.
like,
They
what
did.
kind of snow are we talking about here? Like,
no, it's the S now.
They
Got
did
him into
some.
S now.
Whoever said it
That whip
earlier.
really got me into some.
Whoever said it earlier was right. They did Star Wars Easter eggs in Raiders.
does anybody know what any of them are?
George
I
said
think there's one where, if I'm not wrong, it's like a tablet or on a old like ruin where it's R2D2 and C3PO.
Right.
Oh yeah, I've heard that. Actually, I didn't remember that. Yeah, on one of the tablets. It's like, yeah, I believe it's in the Last
So,
Crusade, right?
do you want me to look up that real quick?
yes.
I can.
If you can find it, yeah.
Show us your power, Will.
It's just so
You got
interesting
the
how Spielberg and Lucas and Robert Zemeckis and that whole little squad of guys created basically the summer blockbuster.
Yeah.
And backbone
And all
of
those guys were
Hollywood would
friends. Like
change.
Jaws was the first one.
Brian De
Spielberg.
Palma and Scorsese and all those guys were friends, you know. So
Yeah.
like all the big directors
Because
of that
I
time
mean,
were
even
buddies.
Raiders is just an extension of Star Wars. I mean,
Okay.
everything used in Star Wars is used in Raiders. You got the
Okay,
lead
so-
actor, you got the lead
Mhm.
music guy. Kasdan, who wrote Star Wars, is also a writer on this film.
Yeah.
A Lucas idea, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Nice.
it's that whole team, and you can
Well,
see
Coppola,
their evolution throughout the 80s. It's crazy.
Yeah, man. That's
So this one is for all of them. Do you want me to send it to you or Kevin?
What are you
Send it to
talking
Kevin.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's for all
The
of
Easter eggs. The Easter eggs.
Oh,
Yeah, it's for all the Indiana Jones movies. Let's see. Kevin.
And the casting, you know, it's great. Like I said, that guy that played Renee,
Kevin just sent it to
Uh,
you via
he was in
Instagram.
the Spielberg film Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Yeah.
This is for all the Indiana Jones movie. I couldn't find it just for Raiders, but
Oh well, we'll look at it, I guess.
it's cool though.
You got the 80s
Scenes.
snow. Yeah, the 80s snow. Make you go, go, go.
Did you get it, Kevin?
They're pretty cool.
that could have been it, George. You know,
Fan
Raiders.
theory. Raiders was when Han Solo was dreaming in carbonite. Yeah.
Why
Yeah.
not?
It could be plausible. It could be plausible.
Just like the end of what was that show? God damn it! There was a famous new.
They say that there's a poster.
Right.
What was that?
They say there's
Okay.
a wanted poster of Willy Wonka in Blazing Saddles in the film.
Guys, look.
OBCPO.
My wife said, "Turn that
Wait,
movie off."
scroll
And we were
back
trying
up.
to watch it.
They didn't hear you. Hey, Matt, these are them.
Okay. Well,
Go ahead,
Kevin.
Kevin.
Okay, let's see if they tell us what they are.
The
I
call
can't read
letters
that.
of the plane are OBCPO, a combination of Obi-Wan Kenobi and C-3PO.
Ah,
One of the cameos is, and I'll open this image in a new tab so you can see it better.
The Millennium Falcon, right? I think I remember this.
It is R2D2 and C-3PO hidden in the hieroglyphics on the post there.
No,
Cool.
that was something else. I was thinking something else.
I wish I
Good
could
luck
see it.
actually catching that in the movie.
Yeah, really.
That's pretty awesome.
There you go.
Wow.
yeah, I can see them.
Talk about subconscious.
You
You
can
know,
really see R2D2 there.
Now I see R2D2. That's really hard to pick out, though. Wow.
That was the only two from Raiders, or is there
Man,
more?
somebody must have really watched this movie to see that.
oh
I-
yeah, dude.
Kevin, what
Clues,
did you
baby,
say?
clues, clues.
Here we are.
I think there's a
Share
few.
it again. And, yeah, that was the only two for Raiders. Then it goes to Temple of Doom, Club Obi-Wan,
Nice.
Oh,
Carbonite,
Oh, that's funny.
and Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Yeah, I remember that. I've got a bad feeling about this.
ah. Well,
Well,
The
What do
more
you think,
know.
guys? Do you do the rating now? Is that what you
Yeah.
do?
Yeah, we might as well. I give it 2. I would give it 4 thumbs up if I had 4 arms.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. What if you were an octopus?
I can't count that high.
Eight
Wondering
tentacles.
how many tentacles.
I'm too lazy to count that high. Actually. I just don't feel like doing it in my head.
What about you, Kevin?
5-star, you guys. 5-star movie.
5
Oh,
stars.
I give it
How many
max.
stars, Aaron?
That's one of the
5
great
stars.
movies of all time.
5-star.
You think so?
5-star.
You think so, Aaron?
Yeah, 5-star all the way. It's got the,
For sure.
the best balance of humor and action. Although I love the next Temple of Doom, it leaned a little too much into the humor. It was still great. It's still almost as great as Raiders, but Raiders, there's something about how simple it was. It was brand new, and it just worked. You know, everything worked.
Yep.
What about you, Kevin?
Oh, 5 stars for sure.
5
It's a
stars.
masterpiece.
Fable?
5 stars.
Fable?
I mean, it's hard not to give it 5 stars. It's so influential and so iconic. Even though it's not my favorite Raiders film, I mean Indiana Jones.
Indeed, yeah.
I actually like Lost Crusade, the one with
Love
Sean
Lost
Connery.
Crusade.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That's one of my favorites.
Stepping
Yeah.
on the yeah.
But that doesn't exist without this one, right? So
Right.
Yeah.
you have to give it.
And
5
Lost
stars.
Crusade is a little longer, a little more complex.
Yeah.
And this is just straightforward, simple adventure.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah, and you
Great
know,
I give
franchise.
5 to both of them.
we
That's for
don't
sure.
we don't get a
think-
lot of Tomb Raider,
Right. Great franchise.
Uncharted. I mean, there's so
Yeah.
many
Yeah.
things
Jewel
that
of
this
the
thing
Nile.
influenced.
Jewel of the Nile, and was
Kicking
that
off, great franchise, kicking off a great genre.
Did anybody, real quick, see
The
Angels
Mummy
and-
and what's the one with Nicolas Cage where they steal like
Oh,
National Treasure?
Independence? They
National
kind of do that in that too. So they all are kind of like those adventure, like
did
high
anybody
adventure
watch
movies.
Angels and Demons?
Yeah, I read that
vaguely
book.
remember that.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Dan Brown
Hated
book.
it.
Yeah.
Not a
You hated
fan
it?
of see anything. Sorry.
Yeah, vaguely remember that.
I'm gonna give this film not 5 stars. I'm gonna give it 4 stars because I'm just like that.
What? You're just stubborn like that. No, it's cool. Everyone has their opinion about everything.
4 is solid though. 4 is a solid
Yeah,
score.
4 is
Yeah,
solid.
It's a solid
Eight out of 10.
movie. It's a solid good movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good movie. It's a solid movie. It's
Like I said,
it's-
I personally love that he single-handedly got the arc back, and he just kept going, and he wouldn't stop. He wouldn't give up. That's why it's 5 for me. You know,
Yeah.
Oh,
because of that scene.
And that template, like that whole template, like, you know, he finds the thing, they take the thing, he's got to go get the thing back, and all through that is just stakes.
Yeah.
Another
yeah,
thing happens.
Yeah,
that gets
yeah,
in the way. Another thing. I mean, he used the same thing in Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
There's just another thing that happens.
Another
that
thing
happens.
happens.
Yeah, how
It
the hell we
was-
get out of this shit?
It's like the beginning of the movie kind of foretells that with all the traps happening, and he's running from everything, you know, and then the big
Well, a
boulder.
good movie is like a good song, like a song that just gets in you, and you have to hear it again. You got to
Right.
play it 2 or 3 times. Back in this movie's like, I got to watch it again. This movie's awesome. I need to watch it one more time. It's just like one of them songs with all the hooks in it, like you saying, action scene.
Yeah.
This happens. You got to do this action scene. It's all.
I think it was a really good ride. It was a fun
And the
ride.
way they
Aaron, I'll
introduced
talk
the
to
way
you
they
after
introduced
the
him
stream.
in the jungle, and then all of a sudden he's in there getting that. Yeah, it's just cool.
Yep.
Cool.
Awesome.
All
Awesome,
right, guys.
man.
Well,
Awesome show.
it's about time for me to head out. So I got to hit the little boys' room and then pick some lunch. So we'll end it there. I appreciate all you guys coming out tonight. I mean, tonight we do have the Comic Lounge tonight. So if anybody wants to come by at 7:00 Eastern time.
Yeah. You know where to send it.
Yeah. But anyway,
and
anybody got anything going on their channel they want to talk about?
Yeah, I want to say something, but you guys, whoever first, that's cool.
Yeah, I just need to ask Aaron something after the stream. But,
Okay, so I created this universe. It's a big epic sci-fi universe connected by song. I've been doing it for years, and I'm dropping the very first one. It's all from like 7 to 10 different character perspectives. I'm dropping the first one on Monday, And I put it in an AI engine to see what genre it would be because I don't really know, and it came up like country. I don't even listen to country, but I would say it's like alt country. Like I'm more into indie rock, so it'd be something like that. But I'm gonna put that link in here in the chat. So thanks for the friendship. Thanks for the good vibes.
Oh.
You don't have to like what I do, but I just appreciate all the friendship. You know what I mean?
Congratulations on creating something.
Yeah, this is
that's
going to go
awesome.
on forever now, you guys. It's going to be awesome. This is the very first one.
All right.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We got, hey, baby, what you got going on, man?
Tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern, Blame Fable show returns. We talk about pop culture news. We show off a couple things, just, regular hangout stuff. Next Tuesday, we kick off Action Fest, where we're reviewing action movies all month. And
Nice.
actually, Matt is going to be joining me for the
I
first
can't wait
one,
for that.
which is I Come in Peace with Dolph Lundgren. I don't know if
Okay.
anybody's seen that one.
Cool.
It's
Cool.
a forgotten.
I'm just jealous of his hair, of Dolph's hair.
Awesome, man.
So that should be fun. And then also next month, I'm kicking off Bags, Boards, and Badass Women, where I have ladies from across the comic book community joining us on the Blame Fable show to, hang out, give us their thoughts and opinions, because it could become sort of a sausage fest on my show a little bit.
Yeah.
And I need some women's opinions on this stuff that goes on in the community.
Cool, dude. I
or
got to
in
sub
pop
you up.
culture.
I got to totally sub you up.
Hell yeah, man. Thank you. I appreciate it.
It's one collection down, Aaron.
Caroline. Okay, maybe Caroline dropped it in the chat here.
I think Christina dropped it. I don't know if Caroline was.
Oh, yes. Okay, Christina did.
And Madam will be a guest on that. So I can't wait
am?
to hang out with her.
What?
Madam.
For real? You mean it?
You like me. You really like me.
Can't wait to hang, Steph. Can't wait.
Can't wait.
All right, guys. Well, anybody got anything else? Kevin?
Trivia Monday night at 9 o'clock. I might have a video out either today or tomorrow. I went to Ollie's and went through the comic bags and picked one up. I'll open this up later.
And Kevin, I might need your help Friday. I might need your help, Kevin, Friday.
I might be available.
Yeah, we'll see. This guy flicked out on me, maybe.
Oh yeah, I'll be there for that for sure. I will make
I
it.
have to work on Friday and then go see a movie at night.
Well, there you go, dude.
What movie are you gonna go see, Will?
I'm seeing with my best friend the Formula One movie because I'm an F1 fan and he likes sports movies.
I'd like to see that
movie. Yeah, I want to see it too. Well, all right, guys. As you know,
What
we know
about
what's coming on
me?
this channel. We got the
I had
comic.
one thing. Go
Go ahead.
I had one thing. I just released late last night, and I tagged Matt and I tagged Madam my Heroes Con Gifts Part 2. So go check that out. It's 13 minutes. I wouldn't be offended if you put it on double time speed.
Double time speed. What if I just went into I saw exactly where
Vods is everywhere.
Relevant.
Vods is everywhere. You
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, you know where I'm not?
You'll get Vods.
We
You
got
know
the
where I'm
comic
not,
lounge that
Fable?
will be on tonight at 7. So
Tonight at
Fable,
7.
you
And
know
we'll
where
tell
I'm
you all
not
kind of
at?
crap here
I've
tonight.
never been on your show.
And we got to change that, man. We got to fix that up.
One
you
collection.
guys
One
doing a
collection
show?
down. One
You
collection
guys
down. I
doing
just
a
subbed you up.
show on July 4th?
Thank you, Aaron.
Just subbed you up, man. Yeah.
Fable, are you doing a show on July 4th or no? Because it's all
No, we're taking off that day.
nice. Good for you guys.
Yeah.
We
But
need
yeah,
you
when we
back
finish,
on Paul's.
when
We
we
need
finish
you
the
on
one
Paul's
thing,
again one
the
time soon. I'll
ladies,
talk to him.
I'll hit you up, brother. Hell yeah, we'll get you on.
all right, guys.
We need the ladies.
Keep watching those good keep watching those good movies, everybody. And I'm glad
Yeah.
you watched. And next week,
Hey, Austin.
Hey, Austin.
Hi, Austin.
Mom chose the movie, and
We
we'll
are
be
about to
watching.
go.
We'll be watching Munich starring Eric Bana and
Yes.
Daniel Craig. So
Yes. I love this movie so much. I am gonna rewatch it.
3 stars. 3
Nice.
stars. I'm just playing.
Oh, yes, no, you're coming. You're coming for the review now, Fable. Yeah,
I'll be in the
we'll get
audience.
into it. We'll get into it.
okay.
See everybody.
Well, everybody have a good day. I'll see you later.
Thanks for having
Okay.
us.
Oh, hold on a minute. I'm doing it wrong here. Hold on. All right, there we go.
Come, son of Jarrell! Kneel before
your son! Snoochie Boochies.